Hello, hello. Welcome to week 2 college football. And as I said on, what was that, Thursday night? Can't get any worse than last week. So hopefully we cannot get, or hopefully we don't get too excited about all the games like I know I did and had a lot of squad rides that became a lot of L rides. And I'm going to try to avoid that and have a winning week. Uh, so Kmart here, Chad McLongball, Joey Cheese, week 2 college football. Joey, how you feeling?
So, Matt, Louisville fucking sucks. Louisville is absolute trash. Um, really disappointed, man. Here we are through, starting off week 2 here. We had week 0, week 1, and I think I'm 2-6 in college football, which isn't great. I'm sure a lot of you remember. I know you guys remember. We talk about it all the time. I started last year 1-11, so I guess substantially better than last year. But Rusty Betts reminded me this morning. He was like, after you started 1-11, you went 18-4 your next 22. So that helped last year. So we're hoping for a repeat performance this year because 2-6 just isn't gonna cut it. But
he's the fucking J.R. Smith of college football betting. Shooters keep shooting.
That's it. Shooters shoot, baby. Excited for this week though, man. A lot of good games. I know I got a couple things locked in. I already gave out one. I know we talked about a bunch of stuff you guys like all week. So yeah, looking forward to hopefully cashing some tickets this week. So let's get right into it. Anyone have anything on Iowa State? I know this is a big game. I know we talked about it in our group chat. I am full transparency. I am absolutely shocked none of us played Iowa here. I don't know why. I know Hawkeyes are 6-0 last 6 trips to Ames. I mean, for me it would be Iowa or pass, but absolutely shocked none of us pulled the trigger here. You guys have anything you want to throw in on this game?
I honestly don't know enough about either. I think I'm just going to be cheering for Iowa State because of Brock Purdy. So I'm staying off the game because
that's like the most garbage excuse I've ever heard.
I know. Well, like it would be an emotional bet. Like I lean them, but
that's like saying you like USC tonight because Reggie Bush. It's like, right? I mean, come on, give me a break here.
I mean,
unless Reggie's suiting up, I don't know why I would care.
I like USC because of Keyshawn Johnson, though.
Love him. Did you lean Iowa State, Kmart? I know we talked briefly in the chat a little bit about this game during the week, but
like when I first looked at the game before I saw lines, I wanted, like, I was going to take Iowa State, and then I saw the line and I said nope. So, I mean, yeah, probably because of the way the game's going to be played, you should take Iowa with the points, but obviously these short spreads last week, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. So at least this one I'm staying away from.
Yeah, so listen, the reason why I didn't get to the window with Iowa here is the fact that they moved this number past 3 when it went to 3.5. I truly did believe that Iowa was no longer the right side. Just an opinion. It kept me off. Most people would be like, well, if you liked it at 3, wouldn't you love it at 3.5? Like, no, that's just not the way my fucking brain works. I would like, as crazy as it sounds, like, I know some of you guys will understand this. What's up, Don? I know a lot of you will understand this, but I would like Iowa more if the line went to 1.5. Like, I would prefer Iowa 1.5 rather than Iowa plus 3.5. So as fucked up as my brain is, some of you understand that. So Chase, did you have anything on this game here? Any insight, anything? I know you didn't wager on it, but
no, I don't have a nickel on it. I mean, I would imagine it's going to be kind of a sloppy mess. That's typically how some of these in-state rivalry games go. Very chippy, very physical. In an environment like that, I would lean Iowa, but I'm kind of like you. It's not enough to get me to the window.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's enough with that. We got another interesting game I wanted to talk about in the early slate. Illinois going to Duke, our infamous ranked road ranked short fave. Illinois laying the short number of 2.5 on the road at Duke, with that infamous 11 next to their name. Anyone get to the window here?
Not yet. I really want to play Duke, but kind of again, I think I'm 0-2 or 0-3 on spreads of 2.5 in either direction.
We'll talk about it in a few minutes, but you're about to be 0-3. But we'll get to that in a few minutes.
Maybe.
I can tell you why I didn't get to the window on Duke.
Let's hear it.
For me, this Illinois team's a little different. Coach Bielema is a solid coach and knows kind of what he's doing in these situations. Being at Wisconsin all those years, this isn't an unusual spot for him. They're returning 16 starters on the offensive and defensive side of the football. So this is a veteran team with a veteran quarterback. Normally this type of spot, I like it when you got 18-year-old kids going on the road with a bunch of hype, but that's not what we have here. I totally understand the spot. It would be Duke or nothing for me for sure, but I don't want to put my money against a veteran Illinois team only needing a field goal.
I'll tell you what. So I sent it in our group chat earlier in the week. As soon as I think it was Sunday night, actually. It might be Sunday night or first thing Monday morning, because I'm obviously up before you guys with the 3-hour difference. But Duke was going to be every Twitter capper's play of the week. Everyone has it on their card. I've seen a million Duke tickets up and down my timeline. And I don't even know if I told you guys this. I was talking with Dan Lipschatz the other night, and he said a Sharp group came in. He's like one of the few guys in the industry that I actually have some respect for. Guy knows what he's doing. He's really good. Said a Sharp group likes Illinois money line up to -160, and that was enough. That was enough to hold me off. When guys that you really respect are coming in on sides and hammering one side or the other, I tend to pump the brakes a little bit. But Buff with a good one, man. 0-8, Illinois 0-8 against the spread. Their last 8 non-conference games on the road. Like I said, man, the line screams. It screams Duke for me, but I'm worried. It's a little too trendy at this point. So
they almost made this one too obvious. If this was Duke 5.5 or something like that, it would have been a little better.
I hear you. Let's talk about a game that I know you have pulled the trigger on, Chase. Virginia, NC State. NC State -3. Why don't you tell us which way you went there?
I've got Virginia. I think NC State with a small number at home is going to attract a lot of public attention. So I think I'm going to end up on the correct side of that versus the pros versus Joes. Virginia's got a good defense, man. Defense travels well on the road. And I was just talking to my buddy about this. It's strange that this isn't a conference game. Like this feels like it should be like they should have some real meaning to it for getting into conference championships and stuff like that. But it really doesn't. So I don't know that NC State's going to be quite as hepped up as they would be to play somebody that's more of a meaningful game. So I like Virginia in that defense to go give NC State fits on the road.
Kmart, did you have anything here before I put in my little 2 cents?
Yeah, I actually lean UVA, and I think I'm going to follow our boy Chaz. I think I left it off, but yeah, it was very close. I just really didn't want to have a million plays like last week.
Buffy in the chat saying he get UVA's on his card as well.
Sweet.
Yeah, my initial opinion here was Virginia as well. I just couldn't. There were too many red flags for me to actually get to the window here. Ultimately, it was a game I decided to pass on.
What am I missing?
Listen, I think the line's short. I don't know why UNC was only laying 2.5. It looked kind of trappy to me at one point. But then like the more I looked, it's like UVA coming off like a big win last week. It's like I started going back and when I start talking myself into both sides, I instantly just get the fuck away from it. Like, all right, because now I pulled the trigger on Virginia. I'm mad that, I talked myself into that when I thought I might maybe like NC State. It's just one of those things for me where when the bells start going off in my head, I get the fuck away from it.
Gotcha.
Ultimately, I was never playing NC State here. It was just my initial read was Virginia, and then just the more I looked into it, I just saw things that I didn't like as much as I originally thought I would. That was it. But yeah. So a lot of people might like this, man. Apparently, me and Kmart are fighting at 12 o'clock. So let's just throw it out there. Baylor, SMU, Kmart's on SMU. I'm on Baylor. Kmart likes it money line. I played it +3. Hopefully SMU wins 34-33. Everyone goes home happy. But Kmart, let's hear it, because you didn't know I played Baylor. I didn't know you played SMU until about 20 minutes ago. Yeah. So let's hear it. Why is it SMU for you, big dog?
I mean, big dog.
Let me hear. Why
honestly,
is it SMU?
like similar to what you just said, like this game opened 2.5. It's been sitting there all week. Last night, you could see it was starting to tick back up to -3. Before that, money line on SMU went from 130 back to 145 before the line moved, and that to me was exciting because it's like, okay, it's not ticking down to 2. I feel like books, they keep getting on to all the sharps or all the trendy plays. These 2.5s, they just seem so baity now. Like where 2 years ago, I feel like we made a killing off these 2.5s, and now I know it's week 1 and don't overreact, and we're gonna win some, but like they all just seem so baity. It's almost like an avoid for me now. And like even though Duke's at +3 now, maybe I can't remember. I think they're still at 2.5. Maybe they went to 3, but it
depends where you're shopping. But
yeah, like it's for me. Like Baylor just looks like complete shit to me. Like I didn't like them last week. I know they played Auburn. I squad wrote it with you guys because I get FOMO sometimes. And I know, again, week 2, overreaction, but SMU is actually good on both sides of the ball. They're at home. To me, I'm just not going to overthink it. I'm just taking SMU. I think they should win by double digits, unless they're going to go into the red zone and turn the ball over 2 times. Then yeah, like anybody has a chance. But if they play their style of football, I don't think Baylor can touch them.
Cool. So let's just get it right out the way now. I hope SMU wins this game by 1 point. Like I hate rooting against each other. What's up, BA? So listen, I played Baylor +3 for 2 units. Full transparency, I am down 5.5 units on the season. I know it's early, but hoping to be in the plus by the end of the day today. I'm going to rebuttal what you said a little bit here, Kmart, and I'm going to argue with you that Baylor might just be better than what we saw from SMU last week. Sawyer Robinson, threw for 420 yards versus what I would argue is a better defense in Auburn than what we will see from SMU today. SMU also they were only 40% on 3rd down last week versus a really fucking garbage ass Eastern Tennessee A&M team that I think the combo of Fade U with a couple more guys might be able to score a couple touchdowns on. SMU's defense gave up 4.5 yards per play to a team that we've never fucking heard of. Sawyer Robinson might air it the fuck out today, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Baylor score 50 today. I know, like I come up with this outrageous shit sometimes, but I truly don't believe SMU could stop Baylor in this game. I really don't. The more I looked into this, and dude, SMU turned it over 3 times last week. I mean, if you're not going to take care of the football, I know Baylor turned it over 3 times too, so full transparency. But if you're not going to take care of the ball today at home, this Baylor team's going to come into Dallas and walk out with the fucking dub. So Baylor +3 for cheese, 2 units. Rooting for an SMU win by 1 because I want to see Kmart cash his ticket too.
All I want to get out to rebuttal that is like, aren't you somewhat like concerned that SMU was overlooking for this game and that they didn't really care about that game? Like most teams in week 1, they play Georgia Southerns. They play, they don't have a Baylor versus Auburn.
That's a good squad.
I mean, maybe, but like, I don't know. That's every week 1, you see a team that is far superior have 10 plays in their offensive playbook.
Yeah, listen.
And do we really think SMU was going to show stuff for Baylor?
I'm going to tell you what, though. And my response to that would be, I don't care who it is. Just so happens it's SMU last week. When you have 4 months to prepare for East Tennessee A&M and you turn the ball over 3 times, you're 40% on 3rd down, your quarterback doesn't look good, you're rushing the ball for 140 yards only, and you only squeeze it out by 3 touchdowns. No, I don't care who you are. SMU had no excuse not to blow them the fuck out last week. I think it comes back to haunt them.
21 points, not a blowout.
Versus East Tennessee.
Like you expect everybody to win 70-13?
We scored 3 touchdowns versus East Tennessee A&M, bro. You at the wideout, Chaz at tight end, me under center. We're scoring 3 touchdowns versus them all day.
I'm a little light for tight end these days. I don't know if I can hold up on the O-line.
East Tennessee's trash. We're scoring 3 touchdowns on them. Yeah. So I don't know. Listen, I think it's gonna be a good game
here. That's for sure.
It's gonna be a good game, and one of us is gonna be talking hella shit in the group chat, and I can't wait.
Joey, you disappear at the start of every fucking game, so you won't be talking any trash.
Well, it's normally because I got a ton of fucking money on the game, and I'm trying to watch it. Yeah. So, all right, let's move on. Let's go. Hey, well, listen, for the record, best of luck. For the purpose of the show, I love that we get to argue about a play because normally we align or one of us convinces the other person not to play it. So whether you get me off something or I get you off something, that's far more likely to happen than us being against each other.
Yeah.
So, anything else at 12 o'clock? I mean, I don't really think there's much more to talk about. Maybe UConn Syracuse. Yeah. Anyone play UConn Syracuse? No.
Looked at it, but no.
Yeah, all right. So we talked about that. Let's move to the afternoon window where I also added a play. We'll get to that in a few minutes. Chase's next one's at night. What time's Mississippi State? What time's that Mississippi State game, Kmart?
4:30 Pacific.
4:30. Yeah, so that's also 7:30 tonight, right?
Yeah, I got one. I got one at 4:30 and one at 5.
All Pacific time, though, right?
Yep.
All right, cool. So I guess we'll get into my next play that I didn't post. I'm going back to the MAC, man. Most of you saw I posted Toledo -6.5 earlier in the week. Going right back to the MAC here at 4 o'clock, man, Eastern Standard Time. I played the Ohio Bobcats +3.5 for 2 units. This is an Ohio team that gave Rutgers everything they had last week. I watched part of that game with no money on it. I'm still surprised that they didn't win that game. They came barreling back in the second half. Kmart, let me convince you on why. BA's on your ass. Yeah, he's on your ass. So listen, this is an Ohio Bobcat team going back the last 3 years that is 17-1 at home. I'm not convinced West Virginia is good enough to be laying 3.5 points on the road to this Ohio team. Could you hear me?
Yep.
Sorry, my headset started beeping for some god awful fucking reason. And Ohio has the Buckeyes on deck next week. I think starting 0-3 is detrimental to this team's season. I think the season's over if that's the case. Ohio quarterback Parker Navarro threw for 240 last week, 3 touchdowns, also had 100 yards rushing. I think this team is able to go up and down the field on West Virginia and score enough points to keep it within the number. Would not be shocked to see this Bobcats team win this game outright. I know I sent this earlier in the chat to you guys earlier in the week that it was a spot I was looking at. Glad I waited because I almost pulled the trigger at +3 on Wednesday, I think it was. Decided to sit back, take a step back, look at it again later in the week. This morning, looking at it again, I noticed the 3.5 had popped yesterday, I believe. So, yeah, Ohio +3.5, 2 units. Another play for me. Chaser Kmart, anything there?
Definitely lean that way, but didn't play it because it's the MAC.
Love the MAC, dude.
I got nothing for you, Cheese.
No? All right.
No.
Well, then let's not take up any more time with it.
It's like betting East Tennessee State versus East Tennessee State. You just never know what you're going to get with the MAC.
Love Listen,
lean that. Think it's the right
enough with
side.
the MAC hate. Enough with the MAC hate, Chase. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it from either of you.
Listen,
all right,
you can't talk shit about one program and not talk shit about a bunch of programs. All right,
that's true. It's probably fair. Yep.
We could score one touchdown on the MAC.
Yeah. We probably could. You're right. Listen, let's move over. Actually, you know what? I want Chase to talk about a game that I actually had a relatively strong opinion on earlier in the week and ultimately didn't end up pulling the trigger. No. A team that I'm going to see live in a couple of weeks play Clemson. Chase, BC, Michigan State, where are you at?
Yeah, I got Boston College +3.5. I think this is just a relatively competent team. They move the ball. I know they played Fordham, but they're moving the ball through the air. They're not having to keep everything on the ground like they've had to in the past. I think that's a wrinkle compared to what people would be seeing on film. More so than anything else, this Michigan State team is just not a good football team. They are woefully inept offensively. Like every Big Ten team, they're going to try to play some rough and tough defense, and I'm sure that will have some effect. But I don't think they can keep Boston College from moving the ball through the air. So I think Boston College has a good shot of winning this game outright, and I definitely like them +3.5.
Kmart, did you have anything here?
Got nothing, but I really like Michigan State sucks because 2 weeks when I'm at the SC Michigan State game, I would love to see SC bend them over.
I mean, this program's just trending in the wrong direction. I was looking at it earlier. I mean, even if you look to the end of last year, Michigan State was losing. I mean, they've lost to everybody. It doesn't matter home, away. This program is really not in a good place. I know historically that hasn't been the case, but they just have not been the same program the last few years.
Dude, this
nobody
team
here is in a good place because we can't win a fucking bet.
Early. I ain't even stressing. I told you guys I'm down 10 racks to start the season, and I'm
the jester of the group. All right, I got to make dumb jokes.
Listen, I was I fully expected BC to be in straight rebuild mode this year after losing Castellanos, and didn't really love Florida State starting quarterback now. Didn't really love what they had on the field moving into the season. But I'll tell you what, granted, it was Fordham last week. They racked up 570 yards of offense last week, 450 through the air. I mean, they moved the ball at will. I mean, granted, there's probably a pretty large gap between Fordham and Mississippi and Michigan State, but I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised to see BC win this game. I mean, would it shock you to pull off the upset here?
No, I looked at sprinkling on money line as well, just because, like I said, I mean, if you just look back at the schedule for the last, 10 games on Michigan State's schedule, they have lost to some dogs, man. Like, I mean, they are not a good football program. Western Michigan last week, I mean, they put up, I think, 21 27 at most against a team that's given up yards in chunks to everyone else. I mean, this is just not a
Michigan
good
State
football
team's
program.
not very good.
No, they're not. They're not a good football program. And, you know, I know they're 1-0, but again, when you're playing Helen Keller School of the Blind, I'm not giving you a lot of credit for that.
Yep. Cool. Let's move on. Kmart game. I would love to hear your breakdown here. I want to know why Mississippi State, who they play for? What was it? Mississippi State?
Because you called me big dog, so I already knew you were going to call me that, so I had to pick a bulldog.
Yeah, well, Mississippi State, Arizona State. Arizona State got that big 12 next to their name, so they got to be free, right?
Yeah, Big 12. I don't know. Like, guys, even last year, I don't think Arizona State's that good. I think they got to live a lot off Bo Scatabo. Like, I think he's a very good football player. I think people will see that with the Giants.
He's got that dog in him.
Hell yeah, he does.
He's like a current version of Mike Allstott, but probably better.
No Peyton Hillis?
Better. Like, he's like an actual running back, and I don't know. Like, he seems like a good guy. Anyway, I think they got away with a lot last year because he just always had timely runs. Sam Levitt's good, but now we're starting to hear Heisman talk. Going on the road, I took this at 7. I'd probably still play it at 6. I think it's going to get a lot of ASU love there. Just less than a touchdown. I think it's going to be a close game. It was, I think the final score last year was 30-23, 30-24, something like that. I believe Mississippi State is improved. I think they're going to run the ball. I think they're going to have success. ASU's defense was good late, but to me, it was surprising. And I mean, I know it was NAU, but to go off what Joey was just talking about and to be a little hypocritical on what I was talking about, that game should not have been that close. Like, that game was close. So I don't know. It just kind of reinstates that ASU to me is probably not a top 25 program like right now. Like, I'm not buying the 12. Like, I was shocked when they were ranked coming into the season because I don't agree.
Yeah, listen, I said it in our group chat. There's never a scenario here where I'm playing Arizona State. Ultimately, I just decided not to play Mississippi State because I was worried it was going to get really trendy. It hasn't appeared to get as trendy as I thought it was going to. So
doesn't have as many fleas.
No, it doesn't appear to be as trendy as I once thought it was going to be.
It's got fleas, but no AIDS.
A lot of people like Arizona State, man, and I totally agree with Kmart. I don't think they're a very good football team. But yeah, I know we got 2 more games to get to that I know you guys. My card is final for today. In case anyone missed it, Toledo -6.5 for 2 units also tonight. But Chase, you have one more late night West Coast time, right? You played the UCLA game?
Yeah, me and Kmart are on opposite sides on this one, I believe. I like UCLA to bounce back.
Oh, good. You two get to fucking argue now.
Yeah, let's fucking argue this out. UCLA, I think, coming off a horrible loss. Look, UNLV has overachieved, in my opinion, the last year or so. I mean, they lost their starting quarterback to the crazy scandal thing that was going on at the beginning of last year, and yet somehow managed to put together a hell of a run by the end of the year. I mean, like, they've been a good football program relative to what their talent is. I just think they're outclassed here. UCLA has got some talent on the football field. They sure did not look like it last week. Utah beat the absolute brakes off of them. But I don't think you're going to see the ability for UNLV to ground and pound and wear you down like a Utah team. They're going to have to play more of that finesse game, and I don't know that they can out-finesse a team that has the talent that UCLA does. So I would expect this to be a little bit of a different look for UCLA than what they saw last week. They just got, I mean, good Lord. By the end of that game, they looked so gassed. They just couldn't make tackles. They couldn't keep lanes. They had no contain. UNLV has struggled the last couple of weeks with Idaho State and Sam Houston State. You're telling me the offensive and defensive lines of UCLA are gonna be something comparable to those two teams? I don't see it. I just saw that the line ticked back down to 1.5, so UCLA is going off at 1.5 right now. If it gets down to 1, I'll probably add.
Wow. All right, came on. Let's hear it. Tell Chase why he's wrong.
Tusk. UCLA sucks, man. It's that simple. They're hot garbage. And if I'm gonna fall on a trap line this week, it's gonna be UNLV. So I can cheer in the demise of UCLA because their program has been nothing but going downhill for 5 years. Nobody goes to their home games.
God, since Josh Rosen, right? Has it been since Rosen? I mean, I feel like it's been more than 5
they're
years.
relevant for a year or two after.
Were they?
They've been going through coaches. Their players have been leaving. Their defensive coordinator came to SC because he knew it was brighter, even with the defense ranked 200. So their program's in shambles, and like hopefully, like if honestly, if they were still in the Pac-12, I'd probably root for them because like I cared about the Pac-12. The Big Ten, I don't give a flying fuck about. So, like, kind of like my buddy Sam, who's visiting. Like, he wants everybody to lose who plays U of A. Like,
Is it the same Sam that came here?
Yeah.
God, Sam's the best.
Yes.
Sam's the best.
Yes.
Is he there now?
Sam that came to Boston for 20 freaking hours just to
Is he there? He's there with you. He's there with you right now.
Yeah, he can hear. He can hear.
Sam's the best.
Yeah, they laughed when you said Sam's the best. I think he just made his day. He's gonna go OD off of caffeine now.
Sam was good shit. We had a good time.
I mean, honestly, Chase has good points. I think it's probably gonna be a close game. Like I just kind of look at the last 3 years where the programs are at. UNLV, I think, currently is a better program than UCLA. UCLA to me has a lot to prove. They were one of the worst teams, possibly the worst team in the Big last year, and I think this is going to be eye-opening for how bad that program is. It's not an official play yet, so I want to see how my other plays do before I make that decision. Because again, like I really don't want to have fucking 6 plays today, like, but.
The worst team in the Big Ten is still better than the fucking Mountain West.
Honestly, I agree with that, but I think UCLA should have gone to the Mountain West. Not the Big Ten.
I mean, that's a valid argument.
They only got in because of USC. Like, I hope everybody understands that.
Listen, before we wrap this up for today, couple things. Let's see. Our good friend Duke overslept because he's a fucking asshole. And he said his best bets are LA Tech plus 37 and Georgia Southern plus 29. Sam was more enjoyable than Joey at the Dodgers game. Tell Jeffrey Buffum suck my dick. Yeah. Kmart, you were on mute. Can't hear you.
I know. I was telling Sam the
So yeah, Duke wanted us to give out LA Tech plus 37 and Georgia Southern plus 29.
And I got my last one though. I do have an official play on Washington State, so it's -1.5. I just said -120. I'll take the money line. It's a Joey Cheese sleepy special.
I will be sleeping for that.
It's still part of the Pac-12. Shit. But no,
I just looked at that. I kind of like that.
Yeah, like I mean, they're playing SDSU, who I do like. Line, I guess, smells, but I think the first thing I saw is this line went from 6.5 to 1.5, and it's just kind of held there. But I think Washington State can still. I think they're still good enough. Like if
Dude,
San Diego State beats them, I feel like this is the game chase that you're thinking UCLA is going to have against UNLV, and I feel like you should just back out and go with Wazoo here.
I mean,
yeah, just back out and do it. Fuck it.
I've just got PTSD from how bad San Diego State was last year.
Yeah, they're not a good football team.
Like,
Anything for you? Anything? I don't have anything on Washington State. Not even a game on my radar.
That's because
I
you're
will
going to be asleep.
it's gonna be
I will be long sleeping before that game starts.
that's gonna be a game time decision for the Sleepy Cheese special for me for sure.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how today goes. Maybe I'll join you tonight. But yeah. So listen, one more game. If anyone has an opinion, before we let Kmart and Sam go do whatever they're going to do to each other while we're watching football. Anyone have an opinion on Michigan, Oklahoma? It's probably the best game on the schedule tonight.
Probably be Oklahoma or nothing for me.
Yeah.
Correct. I'd agree.
I really like. I mean, I like Michigan's talent and roster probably better, but I mean, good Lord, it's got to be Oklahoma or nothing. I mean, that's where the money's at. That's where everything's leaning that direction. That's like that's where the exposure is going to be. But I saw the total was at 43.5.
Yeah, it's low.
So they're expecting a defensive football game in Norman. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I don't know if Michigan could score today, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But yeah, that team is not very good. But listen, let's have a motherfucking Friday. Let's have a Saturday. Let's turn this ship around. I know I speak for myself, but I got to do better. Us as a group collectively have to find some more winners.
Yeah,
And
Jesus
hopefully-
Christ. Week one was awful.
Hopefully that starts today. So for Fade You, Joey Cheese, my man Kmart, Chaz, Sam in fucking Arizona.
Sam Bam.
Tell Sam I said I miss him and long distance hugs. But yeah, we will see y'all next week for Circa Millions and college football. So peace.
Let's cast some
Good
tickets.
luck.